Let's find out what kind of tree this is. There are a ton of mozzies around here. Mosquitoes. Alright, where's my app? Unfortunately, I came to really loving nature and photography a little bit late in life, so I really have not learned the names of the various plants that I'm photographing, and I have to use this app. This is a weeping willow. Huh. They are fairly young trees, which is really nice because they have this wonderful canopy that is this, looks like one tree from a distance. So when I arrived here, I was surprised to see that it was two young trees because the canopy looks quite beautiful. Hey, there's a little wren in the tree right there. Hey, buddy. Oh, there's a nest right there. Oh, went right in the hole there, right in the tree. So the back of the tree is completely blurred out with the clouds on the opposite side of the lake. Now, I made sure to get that canopy above the horizon line because we can see the horizon line on the far end of the lake. So I wanted that canopy above that horizon line. And we can see these two trunks rising through the nice smooth texture of the lake and the canopy above it. There's also a much darker line that's coming in from the left, and that's just the tree line. But the way that the mist is kind of narrowing down that tree line, it's kind of like an arrow almost, pointing or bringing the eye back to the willow trees. So the sun is rising just over here, and I think if we can break through that bit right there and go highlight all of this over here just a little bit more, it'll be a wonderful halo effect. And I'm going to throw on a 6-stop filter. I am just experimenting here. I have not really done a lot of long exposure, but I would really like to see this come to life. And this is my 10-stop. Yep. Here we go. And let me get my focus without the filters on. There we go. Filters back on. Let me turn off the information here. I like to turn off the information as I'm composing. It's really distracting and it takes away from the balance that I'm looking for in my image. Okay, going for a shot. It's a woodpecker back and behind me here now. Beautiful bird song all around. Let's see if I can get a nice photo of this bird popping its head out. But it's been an interesting morning. I've quite enjoyed experimenting again. I don't know if you guys ever go through this, but not every time, but I often have this feeling of I'm not going to get anything today. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to shoot. I don't think this is going to work. And I almost talked myself out of coming out at all. And time again, I just prove myself wrong, that nature is just there to surprise me. I'm going to turn the camera over this way. Having a little conversation with this bird. I will discover what this bird is after this shoot. For the time being, I'm going to call it a wren, but I don't think it's a wren. I have a shot lined up for when it comes back to its nest in that hole in the tree. And he's really sussing me out. I've gotten much closer to the nest, so he's a little hesitant to go back in, and landed in the tree and came quite close out onto a branch here and just started chirping at me. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to come back and see if I can capture a shot.
While editing this episode, I discovered that I was actually way too close to the nest and risked having the nest abandoned by the great tit altogether. It's an important lesson and one that I'll take into consideration when photographing wildlife again in the future. As the lake woke up around me, I retreated back into the forest. Through the trees, I could still see the lake, and I spotted this lone fisherman in his boat. I love capturing images of people in quiet, personal moments, and I think this image captures a feeling of peacefulness and solitude, something we all need to find in this busy and troubled world. To end the morning, I was going to do some scouting, but instead I was introduced to this old tree. Going around to the back side, I was pleased to find some opportunities for some abstract minimalist photography.
The sun is right behind the clouds here, but you can see the disc is coming through just enough to make an impression. There are 4 branches going across the sky. Perhaps if I move it over a little bit more, I can... I don't think I even need the tripod for this. I'm going to go handheld. Have a lot more flexibility. There's really some interesting, nice shapes going on in the tree. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. I think I got my shot. I have taken a shot that I was wholly not expecting to take. I walked away from the beach thinking I would just have a scout and a look around. I was actually looking for owls and maybe flying squirrels. I had more or less wrapped up the episode, and then here I am photographing this dead tree. I mean, I'm surrounded by green everywhere you look. It's just green, and I guess that's why a lot of photographers struggle in the summertime, because everything is green and there's not a lot of color, and I guess unless you're photographing sunrise or sunset, if you're in an environment like this, everything is green. Well, I think that this is a good example of things to look for. And it's different than the other images that I was taking this morning. Maybe the boat is the most similar. Minimalistic shot. I do love a nice minimalistic shot. And yeah, I think that this is a good one. It's interesting. It's one of those images that you have to look at and kind of ponder and think about what is that. And I love those kinds of shots. I love it when the viewer is engaged in thinking about it, and when they've made a discovery, then there's a bit of ownership there. So I'll throw up the one that I like the best, or maybe two. I'll give a couple of images and you let me know which one you like the best. So I left my house this morning just before 3 o'clock, and it took me about 45 minutes to get here. And it is now 6:30 in the morning, and I have walked away with a couple of images that I'm quite happy with. But I am going to continue having a walk around and just enjoying this beautiful nature and the scenery all around me, doing a little scouting, and I think I'll be back in my house probably before my teenage son wakes up. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.